Hi guys, welcome back to Eerie Covenant. Sorry it's been a week. I've been running crazy still. I wanted to say before we start our video that the winners of the giveaway, thank you for being patient. I haven't gotten around to actually sending them out, but Monday I will be sending them out and emailing you guys the tracking number, and it may take a little bit to get to you because it's coming from the UK to America. So you will be getting that Monday. And thank you for being patient with me. In this video, I wanted to talk about Irish fae folklore, talk about different fairies in Irish legends, and also at the end, how you can start working with the fae and incorporating the folklore into your magic. So let's start with the first one, the Dullahan. This guy creeps me out, but I love the legend. So, also known as the Dark Man, the Dullahan is a dark fairy, also known as a headless horseman. He stalks the night on his horse or on a black carriage, depending on the story, holding his grinning head, as he looks for the souls of the recently deceased. He can only speak once per night, and he uses this to call the names of the souls he collects. The Dullahan does not kill anyone, he is simply a soul collector. Seeing him means someone is definitely dead or dying, and he does not like to be stared at. If you see him for too long, he will throw hallucinogenic blood on you to make you go crazy, or he will blind you with a human spine he uses as a whip. So the only thing to really repel this guy, if you were to see him, would be gold. He has a fear of gold. Next is my personal, probably all-time favorite Irish legend. And I didn't know that she was considered a fairy until I did some research, but the Banshee. So she is the harbinger of death, or the omen of death, and her screams loudly pierce the ears in the night of anyone who has a family member about to die. The Irish believed every family has their own Banshee. She's always female but can differ in her looks, usually a lady in white with long hair covering her tears. The Banshee legends trace back to the 8th century, and they were known to sing a song of sorrow for the dead. Known as angry spirits and beautiful women singing songs to their families before they die. Another depiction is an angry woman crying, and when seen, she turns into an ugly, scary spirit and screams loudly into the night to celebrate the death of an enemy. In other Irish lore, the Banshee is a woman who suffered a horrible death. Looking into her eyes will kill you and can be angry enough to seek you out if you see her and have looked into her eyes. Born a fairy in most lore, or after death, they become one. The third fairy is the Fae, the little Tinkerbells that we all know about and love, only they are far from a nice little Tinkerbell. The Irish and Celts believe in the Fae. Some are dark, some are light, but they are all pests who cause mischief. A lot of Irish have fairy gardens. They hide in the trees and flowers in hidden realms in the forests all over Ireland and Scotland. Number 4 is the puka, a shape-shifting fairy that can shift into animals, but commonly black horses with red eyes. They love to trick humans into a wild ride or destroying the land. If you're alone and a dark horse offers you a ride, politely decline. If they leave an offering for the puka, they'll stop the chaos and help the families instead. So they can be quite mischievous. Number 5 is the changelings. These guys love human children and are known to swap their fairy children for the human child. And fairy children are only happy when bad things are happening or chaos or mischief. is happening. So these guys only have a purpose to make the household unhappy, pretty much. Next is the Grogok. These fairies are always remaining hidden and invisible, only revealing themselves if they feel you are trustworthy, and then they will help with household work and stuff and have a good heart and eager to help. But they can be a nuisance. They can go overboard and kind of take over your house, but they feel they're helping you. So let's talk a little bit about the Fae and magic. So fairycraft, how to start working with the Fae. There are so many creatures considered Fae, but we're focusing on the little Tinkerbell Fae, sort of. Unlike Tinkerbell, though, Fae can be dark and light, and they're worshipped to this day in most cultures. Nature spirits and the spirit of nature. They guard nature and the earth. They have their own community, very secretive and ritualistic. They're mischievous and want to be respected, like any other spirit. And like any other spirit, you would treat them like you would ancient gods. So when working with them, or any other spirits, you would leave them offerings and respected presentation of yourself. Fairies do not like iron at all. So if you work with them, you must guard the earth and be very mindful of the environment. You show your respect and thankfulness to them by planting a garden, leaving offerings like honey, cakes, berries, and other sweets. And Fae are known to be around animals, so if you're around animals, always treat them right. Fae can even transform into things like butterflies, lightning bugs, moths, cats, dogs, and horses. So the key is to respect nature of any form if you want to work with these beings. When you first begin to work with them for help with their magic, it can be difficult to do and hard work to really draw them out and earn their trust. But they come and go as they want as well. You can feel their energy when they are invoked. Invite them to help with your magic and touch your work. Always let them know they are invited and welcome into your space. They're like any other spirit you work with. Burn incense, invite them to your rituals, visualize Fae dancing and celebrating your craft and your work. First step to contact them is to believe and make offerings. Plant a garden specifically for them, kind of like a sacred garden. Be patient, and they are cautious of humans, so you can make also a little Fae house in your garden for them, kind of let them know you're inviting them. And your offerings, that is one of the most important things for them as well. Um, so you can contact and connect with nature to basically connect with the Fae. And then you wait after your contact and they will contact you. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. And with love and light from Erie Covenant, that is how you start working with the Fae. I think folklore can be pretty important with our craft.